Welcome to the Private Practice Startup Podcast, where we help mental health professionals grow their dream practices and live a life they love. We chat with successful private practitioners, business coaches, and marketing experts, bringing you tons of practice building tips. We invite you to take advantage of our private practice paperwork and our signature marketing e-course. And we have a gift for you. This is the exact methodology we use to create our six-figure private pay practices and have helped many other therapists do the same. Go to privatepracticestartup.com and on the homepage, click the button to download a free copy of your dream private practice playbook. Now on to today's episode.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Private Practice Startup Podcast. We hope that you all are doing well, and we hope that you guys joined us last time as we interviewed Nadine Busicchio on Where Are They Now and Nadine's success story. And for that, we had our coach, Susan Block, joining us, chatting about Nadine. And we hope that you guys really enjoyed today's podcast, as we're going to be talking today about best ROI, so return on investment, when it comes to marketing your private practice. You guys know Kate and I love talking about marketing your private practice and really helping clinicians do their best work while making a difference in building their dream practice. So we're going to dive into this topic just in a few moments. But before we get started, let's take a quick moment for our sponsor. Is managing your practice stressing you out? Then try Therapy Notes. It makes notes, billing, scheduling, and telehealth a whole lot easier. Check it out and you will quickly see why Therapy Notes is the highest rated EHR on trustpilot.com. With over 1,200 verified customer reviews and an average customer rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars, you'll notice the difference from the first day you sign up for their free trial. They offer live phone support 7 days a week, so when you have questions, you can quickly reach someone who can help, and you're never wasting your time looking for answers. If you're coming from another EHR, they make that transition really easy. Therapy Notes will import your client's demographic data free of charge during your trial, so you can get going right away. Use the promo code PPS, as in Private Practice Startup, that's PPS, to get 2 free months to try out Therapy Notes for free with no strings attached. And remember, telehealth is included with every subscription, absolutely free. Make 2022 the best year yet with Therapy Notes. All right. Kate and I could talk about this day in, day out, in our sleep, on a plane, on a train, on a bus.
Yes, we could.
Places.
We absolutely could. And gosh, I'm just reflecting back for a minute. When I first got into private practice in 2006, I wish there was a podcast like this out there. And nowadays, there's so many practice building resources and free podcasts and all sorts of content to be able to help you along your private practice journey. So we hope that this episode is very useful for you.
Now,
So
I would say,
Katie?
there are. Yeah, I was just going to say there's always many ways to market, right? And one of the things that Kate and I really talk about is your strengths and resources and really knowing what your strengths are. And when you market, you're going to be marketing with your time, your money, or both. And one of the complaints or the concerns a lot of therapists have is, how do they get into private practice and start generating clients quickly? So we're going to be focusing on online today as we chat. And of course, networking and things like that are important. And sometimes that's people's zone of genius, and sometimes it's not. So we want to kind of dive into all of the online stuff and really how to build your practice quicker than kind of a long haul over time.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you think about how clients, the consumer, goes about getting referrals, a lot of times they talk to different people within their close network. Maybe they go to a primary care physician or their pediatrician, or maybe they're asking their divorce attorney, whoever it is, or a friend or a family, they're asking for a referral. Even when it comes from a word of mouth referral, oh, you've got to see this amazing couples therapist. Here's their name and information. What does the consumer do? What do you do when you get a referral? You go straight online and you want to look at their Google My Business account and their website. You want to see the reviews. You want to make sure that they look legit and that they specialize in the area that you need. That's all of the preparatory research that a person is going to do, even when it comes from word of mouth. And a lot of people are going online nowadays and just typing in Google, couples therapist near me, or child therapist in Dallas, Texas. They're going to type that into Google, and what's going to come up? regardless if it's word of mouth or regardless if they're searching online, the therapist website is going to be the first thing that comes up. And it is a non-negotiable. You've got to have an amazing, amazing website, one that is beautifully designed and also speaks to your ideal clients, hits on their pain points, what they're struggling with, and then also really touches on their goals and what it is that they want to accomplish in counseling, and positions you as the expert, the guide who's going to help them get all of that. So you want to make sure that it's all packaged in this nice, beautiful bow. And at the same time is Googleicious. That's the term that we use here at the Private Practice Startup to talk about speaking the lovely tech savvy language of Google. So your website needs to both speak simultaneously to ideal clients and to Google in a way that is going to help you rank higher in the search engine, so that when people are typing into Google and looking for that therapist, your information organically pops up. So there's a lot of different directions that we can go with this. And Katie, what do you want to add to what I'm saying?
Well, I think, you're just kind of going down a really great path, right? Is really have that high converting, attractive website, which is very important. That really speaks to your clients' pain points, their ideal life, things like that. And also too, the Googleicious part is search engine optimization. And that's like a necessary thing, right? Like you can have a great website, and if you don't have SEO, then that's not, everything kind of works in unison. It's kind of like, if we don't want to talk therapist language, right? It's like a family that's functioning, the system that's functioning very well, right? So you have your website, you have your SEO, you have AdWords, and then you have Google My Business reviews and things like that. And when everything is working in unison simultaneously, these are the ingredients to have a really good online presence. So SEO, does that get you clients right away? Nope. It's more of a long-term game, but it's a necessary one. And if you don't have good SEO or don't have SEO at all, it can ding against you. Google's gotten very, very smart over the years. So things have to be pretty precise when it comes to these things. So Kate and I always recommend, if you're not an SEO expert, hiring one would be a very important thing. So a lot of the stuff that we recommend hiring out now, you might be a do-it-yourself type of person, like Wix website design. That's great for kind of drag and drop overall. But for me, when it comes to marketing your business, because the marketing aspect is really the lifeblood of your business, of course, there's other aspects. I really like to leave it to the people who know and that are expert in the area. So the other thing too is to have an updated Google My Business, which interestingly enough, and this is what I get from the marketing experts I chat with and hang around with, Google My Business is actually changing its name. I think it's like Google Business Profile or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but Google is switching more to putting much more of a focus on the Google My Business over websites. So that doesn't mean don't have a website, but we'll begin to see this shift over time. So really having a Google My Business, if you've had one, great. If you haven't, it's definitely important to go ahead and get that updated and going. And a Google My Business is very much like social media, right? Like you're posting content, you're sharing your blogs. And really the reality is you don't have to share new things other than the stuff that you're sharing on social media. You can share them on Google My Business as well. Kate and I did a great podcast recently about the importance of Google reviews. We'll go ahead and link that in the show notes. Those are so very important for your Google My Business profile. You definitely want to make sure that you have reviews. And if you're concerned, like, oh my gosh, I can't ask my clients for reviews, it's okay. We've answered that question for you on how to go about that.
Yeah, you were talking a little bit about the different options. Just briefly, I wanted to touch on that with websites. So when you look at hiring a designer to build a website for you, it can be very costly, and it can definitely be a wonderful return on your investment, right? Because when you work with the experts and they're bundling in this beautiful design, the copy, and will collaborate with you, and they'll work on the SEO piece. So you can get different types of packages where it's all done for you. But if you're starting off and you're brand new to private practice and you're on more of a shoestring budget, and you aren't able to afford a designer to work with you to design your website, you can do something like a very simple design on Squarespace or Wix. And it has a lot of the features on there to get you started. So it could be a really good stepping stone if you need to DIY it. There's also a lot of courses out there created for therapists for how to build their website on Wix or Squarespace. And those are great resources to have, or even WordPress. So there's different options, different sites, different ways that you can go about it. And you really want to think about your short-term and long-term goals, because there is going to be a lot of time and energy that goes into creating your website. And whether it's, the big website off the bat that you're doing, or the stepping stone to get you maybe for the next year until you've filled your caseload more and you're able to have more of a marketing budget, we really want you to think that through, because there's going to be a lot of time and energy that goes into it either way. And both ways can be effective. Once you have your website up, though, Katie mentioned the search engine optimization piece. We recommend really outsourcing that to the experts, because it is such a technical language and it's constantly changing and evolving, and it is extremely time consuming to learn. And that is something that we recommend outsourcing to the experts. And it does take time, like Katie was saying. It can take at least 6 months, if not longer, to get your search engine optimization, your SEO ranking better. And it's something that constantly needs to be worked at, with adding new content to your website, like having a blog or having a vlog or a podcast, or different types of fresh content to show Google that you're relevant, you're updating it, and you're also creating content that really is helpful for your ideal clients and your audience.
Yeah, let's just take a quick moment for our sponsor. Feeling anxious heading into tax season? You are not alone. That's why therapists turn to Herd. Built and designed specifically for clinicians in private practice, Herd offers affordable bookkeeping services, personalized financial reporting, and tax assistance to ensure you're making the most of your business and your time. Herd saves therapists on average $5,397 on bookkeeping and taxes each year. That's amazing. And when you join Herd, you'll work directly with financial specialists to track your income and expenses, file taxes online, and grow your private practice. Sign up now at joinherd.com. That's joinherd.com.
Insurance billing can be frustrating and difficult to master, especially when you would rather be spending time with your clients or building your private practice. Practice Solutions is a full-service billing company that specializes in the mental health industry. Whether you're a solo practitioner just starting your practice or a large group practice, hiring Practice Solutions to take care of your insurance billing can yield more time that you get to reinvest in your business. Practice Solutions can not only give you back your time, but can also give you peace of mind on revenue streams with consistent and communicative billing practices. They've helped clients reclaim thousands of dollars in unpaid claims. According to a current client, Practice Solutions has been amazing for my practice, its growth, and my peace of mind when it comes to billing. If you're looking to add a friendly and reliable billing expert to your team, reach out to Practice Solutions by filling out a contact form at www.practicesol, that's practicesol.com/startupnation, or calling 734-437-9432 extension 709 to learn more.
So if that wasn't enough to make your head spin or realize all the stuff that you have to do, all of those are really important as a strong setup foundation and structure for what comes next. And that's Google Ads. So a lot of times people want to put the cart before the horse, and they want to do Google Ads, yet they might have a website, but it's really not high converting. And then their services pages, they don't have any. They have all of the services that they offer, from group therapy to couples counseling to individual counseling, all listed on one page. So the way that Google Ads work is it's really directing people to a very specific page on your website. And it's not the homepage, right? The homepage is a lot of times about you, about the business, things that you do, right? When someone's looking for, like Kate said, couples counseling or child psychiatry in Dallas, Texas, is that they're really looking for something specific. So we want to direct them right to that child psychology page so that they can understand quickly in a snapshot if you are the right therapist for them. So Google Ads is really the last thing that comes once these things are set up. Now, you don't have to have your Google My Business done and set up to have Google Ads, but you definitely need that strong foundation of your website done for sure before you drive Google Ads to your website.
Yes, Katie mentioned a really important point about having those specific specialty pages written out. You want to have at least 1,000 to 1,200 words on each one of those pages. And this is something, if your head is starting to spin and you're wondering, oh my gosh, this sounds like a really overwhelming process, this is something that we actually teach you the foundation for how to do exactly what we're talking about in our marketing e-course. And that is a great resource. So we'll make sure to put the link for the information for that for you guys in the show notes page. And so once you start up your Google ads, and we also recommend outsourcing this too, leaving this to the experts, having them create the Google ads and manage that for you, so that you don't have to spend all of the time researching and tweaking and trying to figure out and wasting a ton of money throwing them at your Google ads and not getting that good of return on investment. Google ads can fill your practice really quickly if you're working with the experts. So that is definitely a really great return on investment strategy that you can use for marketing once you have your really great website finished. So that is the number one piece, is finishing your website, getting your Google My Business account going, making sure that you're filling that out completely, all of the different areas, all of the images, all of the information about your hours and your description. And if you can add all of your pictures of your office and what it looks like and your services and your products, you fill it all out completely. And also the reviews are another aspect that's really important for that. And then, that's, you start to watch the calls come in and start to get those potential clients calling and converting them into actual clients.
Yeah. So we wanted to kind of give you the structure and the system to really have an effective online presence. And look, if you're anything like Kate and I, like sometimes we get caught up in the minutia of something looking like great, perfect quality. So done is better than perfect. And, I know Kate said basically your long-term game, your short-term game. Look, your business evolves over time. I remember when I was very new in a private practice, sitting down in my rocker, typing my first page on my website. It literally took me 2 weeks, which is crazy now because I can definitely create content way quicker. But the reality is I don't have that website anymore. I've created several from that. And so getting something done and up, it can always evolve. You can go back and tweak it. But the most important thing is definitely getting started. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just don't wait till it's perfect. You'll be in analysis paralysis, no doubt.
Absolutely. Well, we hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you find it to be helpful along your private practice journey, whether you're just starting out or you've been in private practice for a while. There's always more to refine and tweak as your brand continues to evolve. And we are here cheering you on every step along the way.
And don't forget to join us next time is actually Kate and Susan Block, our coach, take the mic, talking about how to onboard clinicians into a group practice. So they're going to be talking about brick and mortar practice as well as a telehealth online practice. So if you're in the process of growing a group practice, in-group practice, and not really sure the most effective way on how to onboard new clinicians, this podcast will definitely help. So make sure you check us out next time.
All right, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this, and we want to encourage you to subscribe, rate, and review our show. You can do that on our show notes page. And we want to take a moment to have our Startup Nation superhero shout out for today's episode. This comes from Basu Psychiatry. And they say, this podcast was so helpful to me. I gained insight from it and learned a lot that will help me along my private practice journey. Thank you, Basu Psychiatry. We are glad to hear this was helpful for your psychiatric practice. And we are here cheering you on. So we'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Take care.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks for joining us on The Private Practice Startup. Visit theprivatepracticestartup.com for awesome resources, free trainings, attorney-approved private practice paperwork, and so much more.